CJ, I'm having some broadcast problems today. All right, we'll try this again. We'll see if this works. Hold on. All right. All right, well, we will start anyway for the benefit of those who are able to watch. Excuse me. All right, welcome to Breakfast with Elli. It is Monday, the 11th day of November, the 10th day of MarCheshvan. The Torah portion is Vayera. HaYom, Yom Sheni Shabbos, second day, counting up towards Shabbos. We learn the second Aliyah. How are you? Good morning. What's new? Me, I'm having problems, and I'm referring to the broadcast. I don't know what's going on, but we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out as we go along. New computers on the way. That's exciting. I'm hoping to get that tomorrow. Actually, that's right. I know. All of a sudden, the date got pushed up, and the computer looks like it is arriving tomorrow. Let's see. We'll see what happens. All right. Let's get our morning davening underway. Men and boys, two front sitters. Everybody else join us afterwards.
Asher kiddishanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu al mitzvat tzitzit. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddishanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu al divrei Torah. הריני מקבל עלי מצוות עשה של ואהבת לרעך כמוך. I take upon myself every single day to love my fellow friend in a very special way.
Torah, 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 tziva lanu Moshe, Morasha kehilas Yaakov, Morasha kehilas Yaakov, Morasha kehilas Yaakov, Torah tziva lanu Moshe.
It's a DACA box. I put it in the pushki. It's a DACA box. I put it in the pushki for someone else to keep. Yeah, I put it in the pushki. That's a DACA box. I put it in the pushki. That's a DACA box. I put it in the pushki for someone else in need.
All right, and tzedakah has now been given. Okay, all right. And now it's time to say the Shema. Take your right hand and place it over your eyes.
Shema Israel Adonai כבוד מלכותו לעולם ועד.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבבך ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך וקשרתם לאות על ידך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך.
That brings us back to breakfast. And we have that breakfast every morning here on Breakfast with Elli. Coffee and yogurt is the meal of the day. Are you ready? Bracha shahakol, baruch ato Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, shahakol nihiyah bidvaroi.
Coffee, blessed coffee. God bless you for being a friend. When the whole world turns on me, it's only you on which I can depend. I want to taste you in the morning and a few times throughout the day. Yes, a cup or two in the evening too. For me, it's the only way. Yeah.
All right. Today in Jewish history. Yeah, the coffee song. Yay. Very funny. All right. Today, for the 10th day of MarCheshvan, we've got some interesting things to tell you. The son of Jacob and Zilpah, the seventh of the 12 tribes, Gad, was born on this day. He lived to be 125 years old. Very cool, right? There was a snowstorm in New Mexico. Cows are not having a good time. There was 36 inches of snow in Rosiada, New Mexico. And Elwood Edwards, who voiced America Online's You Got Mail, has died at the age of 74, according to his daughter, Heather Edwards. He died Tuesday at his home in New Bern, North Carolina, caused with complications from a stroke last year. He taped his AOL greeting in 1989 into a tape recorder while sitting in the living room of his home. You Got Mail became the pop culture catchphrase of the 90s. I know. Not God, G-O-D, God, G-A-D, the tribe of God. The patriarch of the tribe of God, one of Jacob's sons, G-A-D, God is his name. Gimel Daled in Hebrew. All right, here we go. A little story about Elwood Edwards.
You've got mail.
Elwood Edwards, the original voice of AOL, has died. People who remember the early days of the internet recognize this voice.
You've got mail.
Edwards said his wife, who in 1989 worked for the computer company that later became America Online, volunteered his voice for a new project with a cassette tape recording.
So I went on to record, "Welcome, you've got mail. Files done, goodbye." And what started off as a test has continued to this day.
For those now iconic lines, he only received $200. Back in 2016, as Edwards was making extra money driving an Uber, he told Inside Edition,
Everywhere I go, people say, "You get residuals? Do you make a lot of money from it?" And the question is always answered with no.
He didn't receive much money, but he did have an early form of internet fame. Edwards charmed the audience in 2013 with Jimmy Fallon on The Tonight Show.
So, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the actual guy who recorded the You've Got Mail sound for AOL, Elwood Edwards, everybody!
And he made fun of himself on an episode of The Simpsons.
Diagnose.
You've got leprosy.
Leprosy?
Ohio's WKYC News, where Edwards worked as a computer operator and studio tech for many years, announced his passing following a long illness. Elwood Hughes Edwards died the day before his 75th birthday.
Very sad. Thank you, Elwood. You gave us a lot of joy over the years. It's very true. HaYom for today. Was that it?
היום הזה הוא זמן שמחתנו, שמע את התפילה שבליבנו, ותמחול את כל עוונותינו ביום הזה.
All right, HaYom for today. Can I actually pinpoint or approximate the beginning year of what? The beginning year of what, dear? Life? Yes. The world was created on the 25th day of Elul, the month before Rosh Hashanah, the 25th day of the month before Rosh Hashanah, and man was created on Rosh Hashanah, and that's how we start counting the beginning of years. We are in the year 5,785 from creation, 5785 from creation. The Jewish calendar counts the years from creation, and so we know exactly when life started. All right, and we know the dates of the birthdays. It's all recorded in Torah and in Torah literature. Yep, we're pretty good that way. All right. HaYom for today, the 10th day of KOSHER.
People who regularly attend an Orthodox shul, and I'm one of those people, have an uncomfortable fact to deal with. And this is a generalization, but I think a somewhat accurate generalization. There tends to be more talking and interruptions during davening in an Orthodox shul than in other shuls. And you got to ask yourself, people who take their religion so seriously that they're in the shul davening not just once a year or once a month, but multiple times a day, why would those same people do more talking and have more interruptions while they're praying? Now, upon reflection, perhaps it has everything to do with the fact that they are in shul more often. The fact that they're always there makes them develop this sense of comfortability so that the degree of reverence and respect is lower. Now, that's a problem. I mean, the fact that you are comfortable in Hashem's home and you feel close, I guess it's a nice thing that Hashem's home feels like your home to the degree that there is closeness. It's good to feel close to Hashem and comfortable in Hashem's home. But when that translates into less respect, that's a real problem. Today's HaYom is about the Alter Rebbe, the first Rebbe of Chabad. Now, in the works of Kabbalah, there is much that is taught about the spiritual worlds, the spiritual realms, or the upper echelons of Hashem's court. Now, if there is somebody that was well-read, familiar with the inner workings and everything that the Kabbalah has to say about these spiritual worlds, that would be the Alter Rebbe. The Alter Rebbe dedicated his entire life to learning and teaching about these spiritual worlds. And yet, says today's HaYom, that when the Alter Rebbe was teaching about this spiritual world, the world that we know, that we refer to as Atzilus, when the Alter Rebbe was referring and teaching about Atzilus, there was so much reverence, so much respect for the subject matter that he would not even use that word. Instead, he had a euphemism. He would call the world of Atzilus above. That was like his nickname, because he had so much reverence, respect, there was such an awe for that world of Atzilus and what it stood for, he couldn't even bring himself to say its name. Similarly, when he would write, in his writings, when he had to refer to Atzilus, instead of spelling out the word completely, because there was such intense emotion and this tremendous respect, he would write the word in short form. So he would write the first couple of letters of the word, but not finish it completely. So perhaps an important message from today's HaYom is that, of course, all of Yiddishkeit is about feeling warm and close to Hashem. And that's a wonderful thing. But at the same time, we should never allow our degree of closeness to Hashem to compromise our reverence, respect, and awe for our Father in heaven.
All right. There you have it. A word from our sponsors, and we'll be right back.
And now, a word from our sponsors. PestProRidol.com.
PestProRidol.com. Trusted by the best to keep away the pests. We are offering COVID-19 disinfection services. Mention this ad and get 1 month free service. Visit us at PestProRidol.com.
Tarzane Group. Micro, miniature, and small orchids. Go to tarzanegroup.com or call Tomas at 305-440-0565. That's 305-440-0565 and order today. Visit Tomas and Yair at tarzanegroup.com. Micro, miniature, and small orchids. Beautiful in your home. Go to the website and read Tomas's orchid blog. And by Dina D Design. DinaDDesign@gmail.com. Fine artwork, custom made to your specifications, logos, wall hangings, Judaica, and you can even have something for your child's room. Dina D Designs. Go to her Facebook or Instagram or call or text. Thank you very much to our sponsors. If you'd like to become a sponsor, please go right up here to where it says patreon.com/theactorsrabbi, and you can contribute even only $1 a month if you'd like, but that'll help us bring this broadcast to you on a daily basis and cover our expenses. Be sure to thank your sponsors when shopping and mention Breakfast with Elli when you're shopping there. There might be discounts. Thanks for watching.
Helping lots of people any way we can. Tzedakah is the Jewish way to help your fellow man.
All right, patreon.com/theactorsrabbi or breakfastwithelli.live/new-computer. We're getting the computer, God willing, in the next couple of days. It'll take me a day or so to set it up. I'm going to transfer everything over from this computer to the new computer. Hopefully, God willing, that goes smooth, and then we'll be up and running, and hopefully it'll alleviate some of the issues that we've been having. So please, use this handy QR code or go to breakfastwithelli.live/new-computer and donate today. Thank you so much.
Torah, 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 Torah. Torah, 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 Tziva lanu Moshe. Torah, 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 Tziva lanu Moshe.
All right. The overview of the Parsha. Since we know that the name of every Parsha embodies the essence of its content, the essence of each of the two phases of Avram's life must be reflected in the name of the Parsha describing that phase. So, the event that divides Avram's life into two distinct spiritual periods is his bris, his circumcision. This event is related at the very end of Parshas Lech Lecha, so that Avram begins his life as a circumcised Jew only in this Parsha, this week, Parshas Vayera. It follows, therefore, that Avram's life prior to the bris is one of Lech Lecha, go to your true self, while his life after his circumcision, his bris, is one of Vayera, that God appeared to him. In Parshas Lech Lecha last week, Avram progressed on his own, steadily ascending the ladder of spiritual progress as far as human efforts could take him. But in Parshas Vayera, Hashem appears to him and elevates him to a level of spiritual life above the reach of human effort. Now, it's true, Hashem did appear to Avram 3 times in Parshas Lech Lecha, but these appearances were vague and veiled in comparison to his appearance in Parshas Vayera this week. The reason for this is straightforward enough. Until his bris, until circumcision, Avram's progress, as we said, was limited by the constraints of his own human nature. He could only go as far as his own mind and heart could take him, and it was therefore impossible for Hashem to reveal himself to Avram directly. Avram could only experience Hashem through the prism of his own being. So what was it about bris, circumcision, that changed all of this, that enabled Avram to transcend the limitations of his own humanity and experience a direct revelation of God? Well, first of all, circumcision was the first commandment that Avram observed in response to Hashem's explicit directive. The Torah and its traditions were known even before Avram's time, and Avram filled them faithfully to the best of his ability, but this observance was voluntary and therefore lacked the self-effacing humility implicit in a servant's compliance with the will of his master. This is precisely why Avram did not circumcise himself before Hashem called on him to do so, even though he observed the rest of the Torah's mitzvahs in some form. Since giving himself a bris, he would never be able to do so in compliance with an explicit directive from God, and that's why he didn't do it. So, by circumcising himself in response to Hashem's explicit command, Avram entered into an entirely new type of relationship with him. By nullifying his own will before Hashem's will, Avram attained a level of self-effacement he never could have achieved beforehand. His own ego could now dissolve and cease to interpose between Hashem on one hand and his own mind and heart on the other. We'll stop there for today. In the second Aliyah, the 3 angels that came to Avram and Sarah's tent departed. Avram escorted them on their journey. And it's from here that we learn that when a guest leaves, you escort them to the front door. It is a Jewish custom to make sure that you escort your guests. Someone in your household needs to escort the guests to the door when they leave your apartment, your home, your trailer, whatever it is, your abode. You escort the guests out, and there is a tradition that prevents you from having a fire. That's what we learn in the Medrash. That escorting your guests to the door prevents fires. Now, where were these angels going? They were going to Sodom. their mission to destroy the 5 cities of the region and rescue Lot from Sodom and his family who lived there. Hashem informed Avram of his intention to destroy the city of Sodom, because of the great evil of its inheritance. Avram attempted to save the region, asking God that would it be spared if it contained 50 righteous people, then 40, then 30, then 10. When it was apparent that this was not the case, Avram bargained with God, eventually asking him to spare Sodom even if there are only 10 righteous individuals there, but not even 10 could be found. And that takes us to Chumash and Rashi with Rabbi Avtson.